Why are you still stuck? Why do you keep watching others succeed while your own life stays the same? You say you want success. You say you want money, power, and freedom, but look at your actions. Look at your daily routine. Comfort has you in a chokehold, and you don't even realize it. Success isn't stolen from you. It's surrendered. Every single day, you're choosing comfort over progress. You hit snooze instead of getting up. You waste hours scrolling, watching, distracting yourself instead of building. You settle for a paycheck instead of creating wealth. And then at the end of the day, you wonder why nothing changes. The answer is simple. Comfort is the enemy of success. If you don't believe it, look at the most powerful people in the world. Do you think they got there by being comfortable? Do you think they wasted time, avoided pain, or settled for good enough? No, they suffered for their success. They embraced the struggle. They walked straight into discomfort and made it their home. That's the difference. And until you understand that, you will stay exactly where you are, broke, frustrated, and stuck in the same cycle. And here's the real kicker. The comfort you love today is the same thing that's destroying your future. Think about it. That soft bed, that extra hour of sleep, that just one more episode mindset, all of it is a slow death sentence for your ambition. Because every moment you choose ease over effort, you're training yourself to lose. Most people don't want to hear this. They want motivation. They want a feel-good speech. But the truth isn't comfortable. The truth is brutal. If you want to be rich, you must be willing to suffer for it. You must be willing to do the hard things every single day, even when you don't feel like it. And that's exactly what this video is going to teach you. By the end of this, you will have the key to breaking free from the trap of comfort. You will understand why you've been failing and how to reprogram your mind to chase success instead of running from it. If you have the discipline to watch until the end, you'll walk away with a blueprint that separates the elite from the average. But if you quit now, if you click away because this makes you uncomfortable, then congratulations, you just proved the point. So the question is, are you ready to wake up? Or will you let comfort kill your millionaire dream? Look around you. Most people are stuck in a cycle they can't break. They wake up, go to a job they hate, come home tired, and then escape into entertainment, TV, social media, video games. They convince themselves that they deserve a break. They say, I'll start tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. And before they know it, years have passed and they are in the exact same place. This is the comfort trap. It feels safe, it feels good, but it's the biggest scam in the world. Comfort makes you lazy, it kills your drive, it slowly destroys your ambition while making you believe everything is okay. That's the real danger. Think about this. When was the last time you were truly uncomfortable? When was the last time you pushed yourself so hard that your body ached, your mind screamed for a break, but you kept going? If you can't remember, then you already know the problem. Growth only happens when you are uncomfortable. Strength is only built through struggle. But most people run from that. They avoid difficulty, and in doing so, they also avoid success. Now, let's be clear. The world is designed to keep you comfortable. Fast food, instant entertainment, same-day delivery, everything is built to make life easy. And that's the problem. The easier your life gets, the weaker you become. The weaker you become, the further success moves away from you. You don't see millionaires living like this. They thrive in discomfort. They seek out challenges. They put themselves through pain on purpose because they understand something most people don't. Pain is the price of success. If you aren't willing to suffer, then you aren't ready to win. So ask yourself, are you addicted to comfort? Are you letting comfort seal your future? If the answer is yes, then this is your wake-up call. Because the longer you stay in this trap, the harder it will be to escape. But here's the good news. You can break out. You can reprogram your mind. And in the next section, you're going to learn exactly how to do it. The method is simple, but most people are too weak to apply it. The question is, are you? If you're serious about becoming a millionaire, the first thing you need to do is rewire your mind. Because right now, it's working against you. It's addicted to comfort, to easy pleasure, to avoiding pain. And as long as that programming runs your life, success will always be out of reach. Think about it. The human brain is designed for survival, not success. It wants safety. It wants food, rest, and entertainment. It wants to avoid anything that feels difficult or uncomfortable. That's why you procrastinate. That's why you avoid challenges. That's why you stay stuck. Your brain is tricking you into believing that comfort equals happiness. But comfort is the enemy. Here's the truth. Success is unnatural. It goes against human instincts. If you follow your feelings, you will never achieve greatness. Feelings tell you to sleep in. Feelings tell you to take a break. Feelings tell you to quit when things get hard. Winners don't listen to their feelings. They control them. They do what needs to be done no matter what. So how do you reprogram your mind? Through discipline and exposure. You need to train yourself to embrace discomfort. You need to force yourself into difficult situations until they become normal. This is how elite athletes push their limits. This is how billionaires build empires. They don't avoid discomfort, they chase it. Start small, wake up earlier than you want to, take cold showers, push yourself at the gym, cut out distractions, work longer than you feel like. Do the hard things, even when every part of your mind screams for comfort. Over time, something amazing will happen. Your brain will adapt. What once felt painful will become your new normal, and that's when you'll start to win. Most people will never do this. They'll hear this and say, that sounds hard, and that's why they will stay broke, stuck in a cycle of comfort and regret. But if you're still watching, then maybe you're different. Maybe you're ready to step up. In the next section, you'll discover the exact habits that separate winners from losers. If you apply them, your life will change forever. But if you ignore them, you'll stay exactly where you are. The choice is yours. Success is not an accident. It's not luck, and it's not a mystery. It's a series of habits repeated every single day. Look at the people who dominate in business, sports, and life. They all have one thing in common. They live by a different set of rules. Losers wake up and check their phones. Winners wake up and attack the day. Losers waste hours scrolling through social media. Winners spend their time building skills and creating wealth. Losers complain about their problems. Winners find solutions and take action. Every action you take is either building you up or breaking you down. Every decision is either making you stronger or weaker. And here's what separates the top 1% from the rest. They are ruthless about their habits. They don't rely on motivation. They don't wait until they feel like doing something. They just do it. So ask yourself, what habits are controlling your life right now? Because whether you realize it or not, your daily actions are creating your future. You are not stuck. You are just repeating the same bad habits over and over again. The only way to change your life is to change your patterns. Here's where most people fail. They think success is about one big breakthrough. It's not. It's about small, consistent actions done every single day. The richest men in the world didn't wake up one morning and suddenly become millionaires. They built themselves through years of discipline. Want to be rich? Start acting like it now. Structure your day with purpose. Cut out distractions. Build skills. Take calculated risks. Train your mind to work when others are resting. Train your body to keep moving when others quit. That is how you win. And here's something powerful. Your brain is always watching you. Every time you hit snooze, every time you skip the hard work, every time you break a promise to yourself, your brain learns that you are weak, but every time you push through, every time you stay disciplined, you rewire your identity. You become the kind of person who refuses to lose. Most people will never do this. They'll stay in their comfort zones and wonder why life never changes. But if you're still watching, you have a choice. You can break free. You can step up and take control. In the next section, you'll learn about the deadliest habits that are secretly destroying your success. If you don't eliminate them, they will keep you poor forever. If you're not where you want to be in life, it's not because of bad luck. It's not because of the government, your parents, or society. It's because of the habits you've allowed to control your life. And the worst part, you don't even realize they're destroying you. The first habit that keeps people poor is wasting time. Time is the most valuable resource you have. And yet, most people treat it like it's infinite. They sleep in late, binge watch Netflix, scroll through their phones for hours, and then complain that they're broke. Successful people don't waste time, they use it to build. The second habit is living for instant gratification. Weak people chase quick dopamine hits. Junk food, social media, video games, endless entertainment. They want to feel good now, even if it ruins their future. Rich people delay pleasure. They put in the hard work today so they can enjoy life later. The third habit is avoiding responsibility. Broke people love blaming others for their situation. They make excuses. They say things like, the economy's bad, or rich people are just lucky. Winners take extreme ownership. They understand that every decision they make is shaping their reality. If they fail, they learn. If they fall, they get back up. No complaining, no blaming, just action. Then there's the habit of fear-based thinking. The poor mindset is always afraid to take risks, afraid to fail, afraid of what others think. This fear keeps people stuck in miserable jobs, toxic relationships, and a cycle of mediocrity. Successful people feel fear but act anyway. They understand that risk is part of the game, and if they want to win, they have to be willing to bet on themselves. And finally, the most dangerous habit of all, staying in your comfort zone. Your comfort is the enemy. It keeps you weak. It keeps you from pushing harder, from taking action, from becoming more than you are right now. The reason you're not successful yet is because you haven't made yourself uncomfortable enough to grow. You haven't burned the bridges. You haven't forced yourself to evolve. So here's the truth. If you don't kill these habits, they will kill your success. You can't expect to be a millionaire while living like a loser. You have to break free. You have to reprogram your mind. And in the next section, you'll discover the mindset shift that will instantly put you on the path to success. Most people will never understand it, but if you do, your entire life will change forever. Most people think that becoming rich is about working harder, finding the right business, or getting lucky. But the truth is, wealth starts in the mind. If your mindset is weak, your results will be weak. If your mindset is powerful, success becomes inevitable. The biggest difference between the rich and the poor is how they think about money, success, and effort. Broke people see money as something scarce. They think it's hard to get, hard to keep, and only given to the lucky few. Wealthy people see money as abundant. They know it flows to those who solve problems, take risks, and provide value. Poor people believe that success is about working hard. They think if they just put in more hours at their job, they'll eventually get ahead. But rich people know the truth. Money is a game of leverage, not labor. It's not about how hard you work, but how smart. It's about systems, networks, and making money work for you instead of the other way around. Another key mindset shift is how you see failure. The average person avoids failure like the plague. They're afraid to lose, afraid to be embarrassed, afraid to make mistakes. But winners, they embrace failure. Every failure is a lesson, a stepping stone, another piece of the puzzle. They fail forward, they learn, adapt, and move on. That's why they eventually win, because they refuse to quit. Then there's risk. Poor people avoid risk at all costs. They want certainty, security, guarantees. But success doesn't come from playing it safe. The rich understand that risk is necessary for growth. They know that in order to win big, they have to take big swings. They bet on themselves. They step into the unknown. And that's why they keep winning. Finally, the most powerful mindset shift of all, taking full responsibility. Broke people blame everything but themselves, society, the government, their upbringing, but the rich, they take extreme ownership. They know that every single thing in their life is a result of their own choices. If something isn't working, they change it. If they don't have what they want, they figure out how to get it. No excuses, no victim mentality, just results. This is the mindset of winners. This is the mindset you must adopt if you ever want to be successful. But knowing this isn't enough. You have to train your mind to think this way every single day. And in the next section, you'll discover the daily habits that will reprogram your brain for success and eliminate the loser mentality forever. Your life is a reflection of your daily habits. Success isn't built in a day, it's built every single day. The way you think, act, and behave today determines where you'll be in a year, 5 years, or 10. If you want to reprogram your mind for success, you need to install habits that force you to think, act, and move like a winner. The first habit, discipline over motivation. Most people rely on motivation to get things done. They wait until they feel like it before they take action. That's why they fail. Motivation is temporary, it fades. Discipline is permanent. Winners don't care how they feel. They wake up, they execute, and they push forward no matter what. They train their mind to obey, not negotiate. If you only work when you feel like it, you'll always stay stuck. The second habit, consuming the right information. Your brain is like a sponge. Whatever you feed it becomes your reality. If you spend your time watching nonsense, scrolling social media, or filling your mind with negativity, you're programming yourself for failure. Winners control what enters their mind. They read books that expand their knowledge. They listen to successful people. They eliminate distractions and focus only on what helps them grow. The third habit, cutting out weak energy. Your environment shapes you. If you surround yourself with losers, complainers, and weak people, their energy will infect you. Success is contagious, but so is failure. Winners are ruthless about their circle. They only associate with people who push them higher, challenge their thinking, and bring value to their life. If someone drains your energy or fills your mind with doubt, cut them off. The fourth habit, executing, not overthinking. Most people get trapped in analysis paralysis. They think too much and do too little. Winners act fast. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They make decisions quickly, take risks, and adjust as they go. Action creates momentum. Momentum creates results. The more you do, the more you learn, and the faster you grow. The fifth habit, setting extreme standards. Average people set average goals. That's why they live average lives. Winners aim high. They demand more from themselves. They don't accept mediocrity in anything. Work, health, relationships. They hold themselves to a higher standard because they know that success only comes to those who refuse to settle. These habits aren't optional if you want to win. They're the foundation of success. The difference between those who make it and those who don't is simple. Some people do what's necessary, and others make excuses. Look around. How many people do you know who complain about their situation but never do anything to change it? They say they want success, but when it comes time to put in the work, they come up with an excuse. There's one excuse that destroys more dreams than anything else. One belief that keeps people stuck, struggling, and broke forever. I don't have time. This is the lie that people tell themselves every single day. They say they don't have time to start a business, hit the gym, read books, learn a new skill. But what they really mean is it's not a priority. They'll waste hours scrolling on their phone, watching TV, hanging out with people who add nothing to their life, yet somehow they don't have time to work on their future. That's not reality. It's weak mindset. Think about this. Everyone has 24 hours. The billionaire, the millionaire, the successful entrepreneur. They have the same amount of time as you. The only difference is they use their time to build while you use your time to consume. Instead of watching others win, they're out making things happen. Instead of complaining about their situation, they're taking action to change it. If you keep telling yourself you don't have time, ask yourself this: what if your life depended on it? What if someone told you that in 12 months you'd be completely broke, completely helpless, unless you found a way to make money? Would you suddenly find the time? Of course you would, because when the pressure is real, excuses disappear. The truth is, time isn't your problem. Priorities are. If you cut out distractions, eliminate wasted hours, and focus on what actually moves you forward, you'll be shocked at how much time you actually have. Wake up earlier. Stop wasting time on things that don't serve your goals. Track every hour of your day and ask yourself, is this making me richer, stronger, and better, or is it making me weaker and poorer? Once you destroy the I don't have time excuse, you'll see opportunities everywhere. You'll realize that success isn't about having more time, it's about making the time count. There's a reason why most people stay broke, while a few rise to the top and dominate. It's not about luck, it's not about talent, it's not even about intelligence, it's about mindset. Rich people and poor people think completely differently. One focuses on growth, the other on survival. One sees opportunities, the other sees obstacles. One plays to win, the other plays to avoid losing. If you want to escape mediocrity, you need to rewire your brain for success. Think about how most people approach life. They work a job they hate just to pay the bills. They live paycheck to paycheck, never thinking about the future. When they get extra money, they waste it on things that don't matter. Expensive clothes, useless gadgets, nights out. They think small, they play safe, they settle. And because of that, they stay trapped in the same cycle year after year. Now look at the winners. They see money differently. They don't just work for a paycheck, they build assets. They don't spend everything they earn, they invest it. They use money as a tool, not a trophy. They're obsessed with learning, improving, and leveling up. They don't just react to life, they create it. Here's the biggest mindset shift you need to make. Stop thinking like an employee and start thinking like an owner. Employees trade time for money. Owners build systems that make money for them. Employees wait for opportunities. Owners create opportunities. Employees blame the economy, the government, their boss. Owners take full responsibility for their life. It all comes down to this. Do you control your life, or does life control you? If you're just going through the motions, waiting for things to change, nothing will ever happen. You need to start thinking differently. Every day, ask yourself, am I moving closer to freedom or am I staying stuck? The good news? You don't need to be a genius to succeed. You just need to make a decision. Decide to take control. Decide to stop making excuses. Decide to do whatever it takes. The moment you shift your mindset from survival to domination, everything changes. Most people don't fail because they're not smart enough, not skilled enough, or not lucky enough. They fail because they waste their time on things that don't matter. Think about it. How many hours do you spend scrolling through social media, watching pointless entertainment, or gossiping about other people's lives? How often do you put off important work because you don't feel like it? How many days, weeks, or even years have slipped through your fingers because you kept waiting for the right time to take action? Here's the truth. There is no right time. The only time you have is now. Most people are stuck in the illusion of productivity. They trick themselves into thinking they're working hard when in reality, they're just staying busy. They read books but never apply the knowledge. They plan and strategize but never execute. They chase hacks and shortcuts instead of putting in real work. And that's why they stay broke. If you want to escape this trap, you need to master one thing: relentless execution. Winners don't wait for motivation. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They just do it. Whether they feel like it or not, whether conditions are perfect or not, they show up and put in the work day after day, no excuses. Ask yourself, what are you actually doing with your time? Are you spending it on things that move you forward, or are you wasting it on distractions? The harsh reality is that your bank account reflects your priorities. If you're broke, it's because you haven't been making the right choices. The fix? Audit your time like a millionaire. Track every hour of your day. Cut out anything that doesn't push you toward your goals. Replace it with high-value activities, learning, building, networking, creating. Every wasted hour is a step away from success. Every productive hour is a step closer. Success isn't complicated, it's just a game of discipline. The people who win are the ones who outwork everyone else, who cut out distractions, who stay laser focused when everyone else is wasting time. If you could master just one skill that would practically guarantee financial success, would you do it? Most people never ask themselves this question. They chase trends, jump from one idea to another, and never commit to mastery. That's why they stay broke. But here's the reality. Wealth is a skill. Just like playing an instrument, lifting weights, or learning a language, making money is something you can get better at if you know what to focus on. And the number one skill that separates the rich from the broke? Sales. Think about it. Everything in life is sales. Whether you're convincing a client to buy from you, negotiating a deal, networking with powerful people, or even persuading yourself to stay disciplined, it all comes down to your ability to sell. Most people fail because they don't know how to communicate value. They have talent, but they don't know how to make others see it. They have ideas, but they don't know how to convince anyone to believe in them. They have businesses, but they don't know how to attract customers. If you can't sell, you will always struggle. You will always be dependent on someone else to pay you. You will always be at the mercy of the economy, your boss, or circumstances outside your control. But the moment you learn how to sell, you take control of your financial future. And the best part, sales is a learnable skill. It's not about being pushy. It's about understanding human psychology, why people buy, what they desire, what problems they need solved. It's about influence. So where do you start? Start by improving your communication. Learn how to be clear, persuasive, and confident in every conversation. Study body language, tonality, and emotional triggers. Practice making offers. Learn how to create urgency. The better you become at selling, the faster you will escape mediocrity. Why do some people seem to win no matter what while others stay stuck? It's not luck. It's not talent. It's not even intelligence. It's mindset. Most people mentally block themselves from success. They hesitate, they doubt, they overthink, they fear failure, rejection, and criticism. And because of that fear, they never take real action. But the winners, they think differently. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They don't seek approval. They don't need validation. They take action. Imperfect, relentless action. Here's the biggest mindset shift you need to make. You must stop thinking like an employee and start thinking like an owner. Employees wait to be told what to do. They follow instructions. They trade time for money. They live in a box created by someone else. Owners, they take responsibility for everything. They create their own opportunities. They set their own rules. They don't blame the economy, their boss, or their background. They focus on what they can control and make it happen. And here's the brutal truth. Your life is exactly where your mindset has led you. If you're broke, if you're stuck, if you're not where you want to be, it's because on some level, you're still thinking like the masses, like a follower, like a worker, like a loser. The moment you decide to think like a winner, everything changes. You stop making excuses. You stop seeking comfort. You start chasing results. But there's one more thing that will truly make you unstoppable, and that's embracing pain. Most people avoid discomfort. They want shortcuts, easy money, and fast results. That's why they stay average. Winners, they embrace the struggle. They understand that pain is necessary for growth. They seek challenges. They push through fear, exhaustion, and rejection because they know that on the other side of pain is power. You have two choices: stay comfortable and remain the same, or embrace discomfort and become unstoppable. If your life hasn't changed in the last year, it's because you're too comfortable. Comfort is the silent killer of ambition. It feels good in the moment, but it's the reason you wake up in the same position, earning the same money, living the same life while others pass you by. But here's the truth. Growth only happens in discomfort. Think about it. Every time you've improved at something, it's because you were forced to struggle. You had no choice but to learn, to adapt, to push through. Pressure created progress. Yet most people avoid discomfort at all costs. They hit snooze instead of waking up early. They scroll social media instead of working on their goals. They complain about their situation instead of changing it. And then they wonder why nothing changes. If you want to escape this trap, you need to make discomfort your new normal. You need to seek out struggle. You need to force yourself into situations that demand growth. Start with your daily habits. Every single day, do something uncomfortable. Wake up earlier than you want to. Push your body harder in the gym. Make that call you're afraid of. Work on your business after hours instead of watching Netflix. It will feel difficult at first. Your mind will fight back. It will tell you to relax, to slow down, to take it easy. But that's exactly when you push harder. because on the other side of discomfort is everything you ever wanted. More money, more freedom, more power. But here's the key. You can't just do this once. You have to make it a lifestyle. You have to become the person who thrives in discomfort, who actually enjoys the struggle because you know it's making you stronger. Most people will never do this. That's why most people stay average. But you're different. You're the one who's willing to push past the pain, to sacrifice comfort today so you can dominate tomorrow. Success is not an accident. It's not something that happens to a lucky few while everyone else struggles. It's a formula, a system, a set of daily habits that when followed relentlessly guarantee results. Look at the richest, most powerful people in the world. They don't waste time. They don't sit around hoping for things to change. They take control. They build momentum every single day. So what's their secret? It's not intelligence, it's not talent, it's not even luck, it's discipline. They wake up before the sun, not because they feel like it, but because they know it gives them an edge. They train their bodies because strength and endurance build resilience. They eliminate distractions, cutting out useless entertainment, negativity, and anything that slows them down. Every hour is spent with purpose. Every action is a step toward their ultimate goal. They don't live like the average person because they don't want average results. This is where most people fail. They want success, but they live like failures. They want millions, but they waste hours on nonsense. They want power, but they let comfort dictate their actions. You can't have both. You either build a life of discipline or you stay stuck in mediocrity. The system of the ultra successful is simple. 1, wake up early, control your morning, and you control your day. 2, train your body. A weak body creates a weak mind. Strength is power. 3, guard your time. Cut out distractions. Stop wasting hours on useless activities. 4, set clear goals. Winners don't drift through life. They know exactly where they're going. 5, take massive action. No hesitation, no overthinking, just relentless execution. 6, surround yourself with winners. The people around you either lift you up or pull you down. Choose wisely. 7, never stop learning. The more knowledge you have, the more power you gain. This is the system. If you install it into your life, success is inevitable. But here's the truth. Most people will never do this. They'll hear this message, get motivated for a few minutes, and then go right back to their old habits. That's why only a small percentage ever reach the top. But you have a choice. You can either be like the masses, lazy, distracted, undisciplined, or you can make the decision right now to separate yourself, to build unshakable discipline, to adopt the system that creates winners. At this moment, you are standing at a crossroads. 2 paths lie ahead. 1 is the road you've always walked, comfortable, easy, and familiar. But it leads to regret, wasted time, and a life of mediocrity. The other is a path of pain, struggle, and discipline, but it leads to power, freedom, and success. The question is simple. Which path will you choose? Most people will ignore this moment. They'll click away, go back to scrolling, back to their distractions, back to their comfortable little routine. They'll continue to dream about success, but never take action. And years from now, they'll wonder why their life never changed. But then there are the few, the ones who understand that success is a war, that every day is a battle between who you are and who you could become, and they choose to fight. They don't make excuses. They don't wait for the right time. They don't hesitate. They make the decision right now because here's the truth. Your future is being created in this very second, not tomorrow, not next year, right now. You don't need permission. You don't need more motivation. You need action. You need to destroy every weak habit that's held you back. You need to adopt the mindset of a warrior because the world doesn't hand out success. It's taken by those who refuse to be average. This is your wake-up call. It's time to change, to cut out the distractions, to master your time, to build your strength, to take full control of your life. Because if you don't do it now, you never will. So what's it going to be? Will you be like the rest, staying trapped in comfort and failure? Or will you step up, make the sacrifice, and become the person you were meant to be? The choice is yours. But remember this, the moment you choose discipline over comfort, your millionaire journey has already begun.